Next up, we have Fungal Grotto from the Flood Escape 2, that's a Roblox game, soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever button you're gonna use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel. Thank you for 200, by the way. How to request songs if you're not in the live stream, members getting early access to the content. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitarded, so please keep that in mind. Also, do remember the giveaways, the ways that we're celebrating 10,000. We're giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story, and we're starting to play Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company live on stream. More on that at the end of this video and the whole spiel thing. With that, let's do this. Fungal Grotto by Mira. And yeah, this is Flood Escape 2 CM OST. Let's go. Okay, so phasing. Okay, so we start with a fade in. You can hear that the volume increases very quickly, and Megumi, sorry, I just read the message. It's a high concentration. It was a couple of islands somewhere. God damn it, woman. Okay, so we start with two main elements. We have a synth playing some chords, and then we are having a piano giving us some initial arpeggios, some downwards going arpeggios. An arpeggio, of course, being when you play a chord one note at a time. So here's, for example, C major. Here's arpeggiated, right? And in this case, it's like a downward going arpeggio. So we're having that, and of course, doing that gives a little bit of melody to your chords, and with this we could potentially have our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. So yeah, let's see where this goes. A little bit of glitchiness there, some nice texture. Okay, so the CM over here in Flood Escape stands for Community Maps. There you go. I forgot that in the title. And yeah, Megumi, that's a different one. That's a different one because this one is being done via the creator's privilege. So yeah, as you can hear, we do have another synth in the middle, giving us a little bit of a secondary counter melody. But the primary element over here right now is that piano. In the middle of these, every once in a while, we are getting these glitchy sounds that you can hear. These are, of course, a little bit of rhythmic displacement. Rhythmic displacement, as the name suggests, is, it's usually one of three things. One, you're pushing down something so that it sounds later. Two, you're rushing something up so that it sounds earlier. Or three, you are replacing something with silence or something else to interrupt and to make the pronunciations that much more pronounced, right? So, in this case, Megumi, those would be scalies. So, sorry, I need to stop reading chat. So, we're having these little bits over here interrupting and just pushing back the sound, but it is basically, we are having, let's say, we're having the sound number one over here of the piano. Let's just, put it like this diagram, like you can see the notes going downwards, and then we are having a second one with the static to it. Let's just put like a diagram like this, and what we are doing is we're basically taking a few moments here and there where the piano is interrupted and is then taken over, I did this the wrong way, and then is replaced with the sound of the static instead, and then it goes back. We are interrupting the piano. Let's see where this goes. We have some drums as well. Oh, some synths high up. Okay, so we now bring the full drums over here. We do have some violin synths higher up above that that are holding down the chords that are being arpeggiated. They used to be a little bit lower, now they're a little bit higher and sounding more clearly as like actual violins rather than more of a synth. Very lovely, very nice for the thing. And we have Mira here in the chat who just said the glitchy interruptions was inspired by a song called Dead End Station by Viznode and a Cloudy Sky. It's a great song. You should check out the song when you have time. It's amazing. Appreciate it. So over here we are taking Mira engaging in some good old borrowing and or stealing. As one of the greatest composers to ever live once said, good composers borrow, but great composers steal. This was said by none other than composer Igor Stravinsky, a composer whose primary inspiration was a I don't know if anybody has heard of his. I really like him. He's done a couple of works that I really like. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was the primary inspiration for Stravinsky. If you listen to Stravinsky's music and then you listen to Mozart's music, they are nothing alike in any way, shape, or form. However, Stravinsky did say that many of the things Mozart wrote, he ended up using his own way, which is what he means by stealing. When you have something that somebody else has already done, you take it, and you take the essence of it and you reapply it as your own thing. That is when a composer steals. And as I said, if you want to see examples of it, listen to some of Igor Stravinsky's music. It sounds like Stravinsky. It doesn't sound like Mozart. So yeah, we're having that. Let's see where this goes. We change over from the piano to a synth. So yeah, we're switching over from the piano higher up to a synth a little bit closer to the middle ground, and we are having some melodies here and there, like we just had one on the right ear, giving us a tiny melody there with what I believe would be a appoggiatura plus neighboring tone. So these two are what we would usually call non-chord tones, but the directions in which they go usually matter, right? So these are based on movement for single melodies. Movement for single melodies, this is based on intervals, right? An interval in music is the distance between two notes. So if we bring the scale of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, let's just do a couple of boxes. Nidos, welcome today, how you doing? And we count it, right? So the intervals are going to be, you're going to focus on whichever note you're in, and then you count based on the scale that you have. So in the case of C major, C would be number 1, then from there, D number 2, E3, F4, G5, A6, B7, C8, which is why it's called an octave. Octave is just the repetition of whichever note you already have, and then you count it. However, when you're counting motion, you can do either upwards or downwards going, which means C downwards. From this C over here down to B, that would be a second. Down to A, that would be a third. So and same thing, basically each way that you go. Now, there are a few ways that you can have interval-based motion in single melodies or single melody motion, right? So let's call it single melody motion, right? So we have either up or down, upper or lower, or upwards or downwards. And then you have stepwise motion, leapwise motion, repetition, or silence. Repetition, I mean, I think I don't have to explain it. Silence, I didn't need to explain it. Stepwise motion means that you are going to whichever note is immediately next to it in the scale. So in the case of C, we would be doing C up to D, or C down to B. And that is stepwise motion. And then leapwise motion means anything that goes beyond the stepwise motion. Shimi, welcome today. And you might want to check with the doctor. That could be an infection. So yes, so C to E or down to A, or C up to the B above or down to the D below, as long as it's further than the immediate step. That's how stepwise motion is, and it can be upwards, can be downwards. Now, appoggiatura is when you have, so let me just go down a little bit more. So with these over here, appoggiatura, I think is with 2 G's and 1 P. Appoggiatura, I never remember how to spell these, is when you have leapwise motion followed by stepwise motion in the opposite, usually in the opposite direction. So if we were to do with C major, we could do a leap to anywhere, usually to a known chord tone, right? So we could do C to F, down to E. That would be an appoggiatura. And then the neighboring tone means that you're repeating the note. You're doing 3 notes. The first and third are going to be the same. And the next one is going to be, and the middle one is going to be upward stepwise or downward stepwise. So if we were to do, let's say, this appoggiatura, followed by an upward neighboring tone, this would be the first and third. And then the middle one, over here. So what do we have? And that's basically the motion that we had in that hidden melody. Is it both? No, it is with both. Okay, so appoggiatura is with both. Okay, thank you, Megumi, for looking it up. So it is with both. That's why I didn't remember. So it's appoggiatura. Appoggiatura. There you go. And yeah, the neighboring tone, we have those. I just wanted to explain what that little melody snuck in there was. Let's see where this goes. Ooh. And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic definition for this, or at least I'm choosing not to use it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a specific type of transition that makes your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land, kind of like going off a ramp. How do you do this? Remove the drums. Maybe the bass as well, or as many layers as you need to get that feeling of up in the air suspension, right? So we're having that, and no, I'm not using the academic suspension, I'm just talking about being up in the air. So yeah, let's see where this goes, because it can be as short as a couple of beats, it can be as long as an entire section. Let's see. There we go, another synth. Now we're bringing this other melody in. Oh, this I don't know why, but this reminds me of Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack. So yeah, we're bringing in this appoggiatura-based melody, and we are now putting it as the new frontal motif. Wouldn't it be common for the off-the-ramp sections to have a cadence too? You could do that. You could absolutely do that. But if you're gonna make it as a full section, then you want to you might want to extend that cadence, because if you hold the cadence for too long, it gets boring. So yeah, cadence, by the way, when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You're building tension, or you're resolving that tension. That point in between, we usually call the cadence. And this is usually something, just the creation and the meeting of expectations of tension and resolution. And the problem is, if you keep the cadence going too long, so let's say from here C to G, that creates a simple cadence. But if you then hold the cadence for too long, it kind of starts losing its intensity. It starts falling by itself, and then by the time you go back, it might just completely lose everything that it has. So off the ramp, I would say not entirely something that is dictated by cadence, more dictated by instrumentation and texture. Let's see where this goes. Okay, we have another synth there. Okay, so we have another synth here doing an arpeggio with a pedal. So a pedal note or a pedal tone is when you're holding down a note and you're just not letting go of it. And what we're doing is we are doing kind of like an alternating between the pedal and whichever chord we are arpeggiating, or whichever one we're doing right now. I think it's a combination between an arpeggio and a scale, basically just using a variation of this motif, which in this case is an inversion of the melody, right? Inversion is when you take something in music and melody at least, and you flip it upside down. So like putting a mirror from the top, right? So if we bring this over here and you do an inversion, it's that kind of thing. And basically what we're doing over here is that the original motif was the downward going arpeggio. Now this other one is the upward going arpeggio, but it looks like we are adding a pedal tone in between the notes, so that instead of just going, now we are having maybe down here something like that, that is alternating and adding a little bit of extra motion to this. Let's see where this goes. I like it. And then we're having that melody off the ramp again. Nice. Oh, there's the static interruption again. Bringing back the original with those interruptions. I love the percussion there, the extra percussion. And now we remove more and more layers. And... oh my god, hang on, let me just see. And we end with a ritardando and a half cadence. Bach used a lot of alternating notes. Most composers did, because it just sounds really cool. So, we end with two things. One, a ritardando, and two, a half cadence. Now, a ritardando is when you gradually slow down your ensemble. The opposite of a ritardando, it's an accelerando, which, I mean, it's to accelerate, you're gradually increasing the speed. A retardando is when you're gradually slowing down the speed. Now, the half cadence, as I mentioned before, cadence is tension and resolution. Half cadence is when you build a tension and you intentionally do not resolve it in that section, so that it then gives you the momentum to resolve it in the next part, next section, next piece, or so that it can loop back to the beginning. So if we go back to that quick example of C major, right? So here's C major, and here's the cadence, and therefore this one is begging to go back to do this. However, if you do a half cadence, you end the track there, and then you can start with something else. Something like that. I've done this in my music. Warning, this is melodic orchestral melodic death metal, so it's very intense music. You have been warned. But if you listen to my song Second Conquest, by me, you're gonna hear that the song ends with a half cadence. It has a massive buildup that doesn't resolve. And if you, after that, you listen to my song As We March, immediately after, also by me, the cadence resolves there. Build, half cadence in Second Conquest, resolution in As We March, and right now we just saw this happen over here, and with that, there you have it, Fungal Grotto by Mira from the Flood Escape 2 Community Maps, was it? Community Maps soundtrack. That was lovely, man. That was really good for background music, man. For like playing the game with this in the background, real good stuff, man. Really loved it. A quad metal song. It was pretty fun to make, honestly. Thank you, man. I love for this. This was really good. I would say like you could probably loop this for 4 hours and you wouldn't notice. Really well made, man. AC Thalon Sword, thank you for the fellow. Welcome to the mosh pit. Welcome today. So yeah, and there you have it, Fungal Grotto. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. And yes, we will we will see which other ones we can do in the future. I really do enjoy your music, and I've enjoyed the ones we've done so far. So yeah, we'll see how much we can do. Right, so yeah, once again, everybody, make sure that you've shared and liked and all that kind of stuff. But also don't forget, in celebration of 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which again, thank you so much everybody for being here. I do not take for granted. We're celebrating two ways. Number one, I am giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story. It used to be a Minecraft mod, now it's its own standalone game. I love it so much, which is why I am giving away 10 copies of this game. The giveaway is going to happen over on the Discord server on the second half of February. So make sure you've joined the Discord server. I am going to announce the giveaways as they happen. Linked in the description. Join the Discord. That's way number one. Way number two is now from the for the what's it called? To celebrate. Starting today, we are playing Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company. We're going to start checking out every 5,000 subscribers some of the games that we've covered on this on the stream and on the show. I can't speak today. Yeah, today we're starting. We still don't know. We still have to put it to a vote. So by the time this comes out, it will already be clear which. If you can't join to see these on the live stream, the gaming channel will have the votes for them. More than that in a second. So yeah, make sure you join the Discord server. That's where everything gets announced first. Whether the stream's going live, videos going up in the channels, updates, projects, giveaways, everything gets announced there first. Of course, we have the community. We chat, we hang out, we steal memes from other people's servers, claim them as our own, and where I host the community server for Vintage Story. Vintage Story. Yes, I love the game so much I built a computer just to host the server. So yeah, linked in the description. Join the Discord today. Also share these videos. Use the hype function on our videos. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that. So then again, help the channel grow. Linked in the description. Yes, artists, let's collaborate. Reach out if you want any of my musical skills, and if you're in the audience and you know somebody, reach out, let them know. So yes, members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions what to do. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So if you live in Loika or its upper neighbor, Loika Arriba, which literally just means Loika up, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live during the main channel's after show and then the recordings go here. This is where the recordings of Just Shapes and Beats, Limbus Company, and every other game we cover go. So linked in the description, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd, just with the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you have it. Fungal Grotto, Flood Escape 2 community maps. Really good stuff, man. I really enjoyed it. Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.